It's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 20, episode 8, I believe. And I'm coming to you live from the living room where we have spent the last few, actually quite a few, New Year's Eves and days. So I thought we would, you know what's funny is I didn't even get ready for New Year's Eve. And I just thought I would do different makeup, which I'm not good at, so just enjoy this look. And different makeup, different hair, different clothes, different everything. And I got dressed up in a dress, and what I would do if we were going somewhere for New Year's. So this is the look that we're giving. I'm still wearing my pants and slippers though. Okay, so champagne glass, my choice, ginger ale. So let's cheers to a new year. Welcome 2026. Yay. Cheers to you guys. I hope everybody had a good New Year's. We'll talk about what I've done in past New Year's, what I might do in future New Year's, and we'll toast to what has been, what can be, what will be. You guys want to see? I don't know where I put my sparkles. I used to wear sparkles when I'd go out sometimes, and I couldn't find my sparkles, so then I'd use silver eyeshadow, and it's all right. I mean, I look like I'm like half like ready for New Year's and half ready for a rave or something, which I've never gone to, and then the hair is just, so it did make me miss getting ready to go out and stuff, and I don't know how this looks on the camera as well. But I did a little blue display, and cheers. I'm excited for this new year. Not too sad to see the last one go. Excuse me, I did have a sip of pop before this pop. But 2025 wasn't a bad year. It was just hard with losing my brother, so it was a slow year, and I guess a year of growth. Let this new year be more about good times, good things, and really appreciating life and living it. So, yeah, cheers to that. Anything that you guys want to cheers to, anything that you guys want to, like, what's coming up in your new year? What did you guys do for New Year's? So let's go back to the beginning. I don't know what we did really, like if my parents had people over for New Year's or whatever as kids and stuff, but I know all in the Christmas season, there'd be people in and out of my parents' house. It was the hub, the central hub for both sides of the family, and lots of people. So New Year's as well, Christmas or New Year's, it would be loud music. I mean, not too loud, but like music on the record player and snacks and treats and dancing in the living room, literally people dancing, and just good times. Even as kids, we like to dance, and the parents and adults would continue partying when we had to go to bed. But it was always, even though there was obviously alcohol involved, which is probably why people like to dance and listen to music and all that, but it never became a bad time. It never had a negative atmosphere. Even when we'd go to bed and keep listening in our beds, it was always a positive atmosphere. As I got older and started doing things on my own, of course, there's the phase of going out to nightclubs and everything else. So I did my New Year's in the nightclubs a few times, and even as an adult had parties at home. And then I decided after the nightclubbing and stuff, before I had my own kids, it was like one of my very favorite things to do, and I've told you guys this before, probably every year for New Year's, was in our community. We had a really close community, a community hall, and the community worked together in those days to make the community better. That's why we were able to have a nice ice rink, an outdoor ice rink, basketball, like nice basketball courts outside, tennis courts. Yeah. It was like we were like little rich kids having this community tennis courts that we could play on, like lush, like really nicely done tennis courts. I mean, when I was really little, they were overgrown and stuff, but then they raised money and they made them really nice. So while I was in our prime of childhood, the basketball courts, the tennis courts and everything were great. Then when I was a young adult was when we raised money to make the rink even better. And we just had a great community. And my dad was he was the president for the neighborhood watch, and I was on the community what do you call it again? Like the president and all those things, community board, whatever it was called. I was for all the ball programs like baseball and softball and stuff in the community. Anyways, our community hall, one of the things they would do is have the New Year's party on New Year's Eve. And I loved it. These people that you would see all year long, it was like the event of the year. They would dress to the nines and they would wear their, at that time, fur coats or their nicest, because I mean, it's still January on the prairies in Alberta. So you got your thick, heavy, warm coat. And I worked coat check. And the way that the coat check was in the community hall is it was a room behind me, but it had like the double, you know, where it opens like a swinging door, but there's like a little thing. So they would hand me their coat, but I could see right into the hall and I could see the dancing and well, like half of the hall anyways, this side with tables, and I could see. And my favorite thing for those New Year's was my dad would be bartending, so he would be volunteering too, bartending. My mom would do catering if there's any food or whatever, and I would be in coat check and these big heavy coats. But I loved after the coats were hung up and the people were there, they would be dancing and drinking and just like, again, it was a lot of older people because I lived in a community with a lot of older people, but and I guess because I was young, people seemed older, but just happiness. It was like I said, it was like the event of the year. And those are some of my favorite, because I wasn't ever really a big drinker. So those are some of my favorite New Year's is just sitting in coat check, watching the party go on with these people who loved it. It was great. One year was a little bit more sad because I did watch a man have a heart attack, but I mean, he went out on, I don't actually know to this day if he passed away or if he survived, but it was very scary and sad. But if you were going to go out, what a way to go out. Like I said, he couldn't have, if he did pass away, he couldn't have gone at a happier time. Like it was just partying and happy and great. So after that, I had kids. And it's not that I couldn't have, well, still done the coat check or whatever. No, I don't think I had kids the last time I did the coat check. But anyways, after I moved and had kids, then we started going to they probably started having them before I started going, but my Uncle Arthur and Auntie Diane, who you've seen on here before as my guests, they still probably do, but I live across the world now. They have a New Year's party at their house every year, and it is phenomenal. Yes, it's a drive from where I was living, but I would drive all the way up to their place and we would have the New Year's Eve party at their place with family and friends of theirs and stuff. And the kids were invited in it, and I loved that. If I still lived in Canada, that's what I would be doing with my New Year's. Since I've been here, mostly it's just been, if not every New Year's, it's just been in this living room specifically with Steve, sometimes with the kids, sometimes without. The last 2 years, like the turning into 2025 and now turning into 2026, it's just been me and Steve, and then Aurora and Tom home, but upstairs, and just seeing in the new year. That is fine. They're mostly adults. They can do whatever they want for their New Year's, and I'm happy just knowing that I'm gonna hopefully wake up tomorrow and things will be good, and being with my hubby. So we just did some watercolor painting. We've been taking it easy for these holiday weeks, just living slow, getting things done, but living slow and getting back into it, right? We have, Steve has Mondays off, but then he's back at work this week, and Erica's back at college, etc., etc. So yeah, so Happy New Year's and cheers. I love ginger ale. What else can I tell you guys about? Oh, that's one of my taglines, isn't it? Did I tell you guys last week that I noticed that when I do the kitchen ones, that like one of my taglines or whatever they call it, like something that I say all the time is like when I'm in the kitchen cooking, I'm like scraping the bowls with the spatula, trying to get every little bit. And I'm like, because I don't like waste. Because I hate waste. And I just keep saying it all the time. Like, oh, I don't want to, I want to get all of this because I don't like waste. And I think I told you guys that quite a few times in the kitchen. So it is weird being all dressed up. It's like seeing, even though I don't have my glasses on and the camera and you're a little bit far away, like I can't totally focus on me, but I can see that I'm dressed up. It's bizarre to be dressed up with nowhere to go. No, just kidding. To be dressed up in the living room, but it's also kind of fun because, like I said, I didn't dress up for New Year's, although it would have made nice pictures. It was just like sweatpants kind of evening. So I have some books to go over. I was wondering too, like with this, should I, instead of showing you guys the books that I've listened to or read for the week, should I do one live a month, even if it's not my normal Sunday rambling hours, or even if it is one of them, but just do my book review like once a month. And then people, because I know my mom tunes out when I do the books. See, the thing is, like, okay, so my mom tunes out when I do the books because she might not care, but I always wonder, and I don't expect people to go out and buy or get these books from the library or whatever, because there's a lot from different places. Some of them are old, and I don't even know if, like, some of them are available anymore. However, my thing is, like, with the song that you hear or a book that you read or whatever, like word of mouth, especially books that I know the author, if they're friends of ours or whatever, I always think things come into your life when they're supposed to. So if I'm showing you a book, there's somebody out there who's watching this right at the right time, who sees that book, who might need that book or something about that book for this time in their life. So that's why it just feels like it should be like included in my weeks with everything else, just in case that's what connects with somebody. But at the same time, I realize that even if it's like 5 books, it takes up a lot of the hour just rambling on about the books. However, saying that, it is what I've been going through this week, and then my thoughts on the book, and then it reminds me of other things to talk about, which is probably why the review takes so long as well. So I can, whatever you guys think I should do. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Anyways, for today, I'm going to do my book review. Hang on, I'm being bothered. You're going out?
Did Dad go to court?
No.
Where's Dad?
He's in our room.
Oh, okay.
Okay, love you.
Love.
She just was asking if her dad went up for cards tonight or not, but he didn't, so he's upstairs. She came to look to see if his car was here. Anyways, books. So let's get going on the books. I'm going to set this down. If you want to see some of the things I have here, I have this little Christmas tree. I think I need to water it again, too. I've been trying to keep it watered for Christmas, like it is a live tree, so I can grow it on outside. And I got this just, does it say Merry Christmas? The night before Christmas, so let's pretend it's New Year's. But it's still nice. It's just for, you know. And then some blue bottles that, I don't know if I've used that horse for a background thing before. And then this guy, because he reminds me a little bit of New Year's, right? With his Starry Night hat and stuff. So, and yeah, blue just reminds me of New Year's. I don't know if it's what. Oh yeah, I forgot. Part of why I chose blue too is because there's like the New Year's hats and everything over there. I'll grab those, and I got the book, so give me 1 second. I mean, if I decided to do New Year's parties, which I'm thinking maybe in the future, maybe even next year, of having a New Year's party, then maybe I'll get new stuff. But until then, I take this out every year. We don't always wear it, but it's like the same stuff. So there's like this hat that it doesn't have a year on it, so you can wear this hat, or this. I think I liked somebody I saw for their New Year's, they had like, you know when you do like a booth, like they do those at weddings and stuff now, like a photo booth, so you have all the props and everything. So maybe if I do one here, then I'll have all the props, like, yeah, New Year's. And yeah, like I said, I didn't even yeah, so there's, oh, this one like on your head like that. So this is just some more blowers, some poppers, like, you know, like confetti poppers. And anything else? No, I think that's it. So yeah, I just thought I would, that's why I chose the blue as my color as well, because I thought I was gonna like wear this, or which I can keep it on now if you want. Anyways, let's do the, us do the books, okay? All right, stack of books. Okay, so I'm going to start with the top, the Little Book of Cozy. So I got this one for Christmas, and Happy New Year, Lisa. I'm reading what Roberta says. Happy New Year, Lisa and family. Thank you, Roberta. Happy New Year to you guys as well. The Little Book of Cozy. Find your cozy even on the darkest days. I got this when I was shopping for Christmas gifts, and I really like it. Actually, it gives you 5-minute things to do to feel cozy, 10-minute things to do to feel cozy, half an hour things to do to feel cozy, or an afternoon of things to feel cozy, and you can just choose what you like. It says, as the nights draw in and the temperature plummets, it is more important than ever to create moments of coziness and calm. The Little Book of Cozy is your companion through the winter months and will inspire you to make space for rest and relaxation. Discover the lost joys. Fill out a gratitude journal. Listen to nature. Create a reading nook. So it just gives you some ideas to do. Okay, next, The Almanac, a seasonal guide to 2026 by Leah Lendertz, the original and best-selling almanac. My son Owen buys me the almanac every year, so I've only done January on that, but this will be the only time I show you guys. I'll take pictures of myself with the books after. Okay, the Lantern of Lost Memories. Now, this is the same thing as the cozy one, because I was shopping for Christmas gifts, and this one, I picked it up, and there was something about it that I wanted it, but then I wasn't sure, and so I put it back because I wasn't shopping for myself. I was shopping for gifts, and then I picked it up again, and I decided that there was something about it. I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just take pictures of the pages as I do and then listen to it, and I can re-gift it if it's not for me or who I think it's for once I listen to what type of book it is. But it was for me. It was perfect. It was an in-between place. I'll just read the synopsis. One photograph, one treasured memory, one chance to go back. These Hatsu are the photos of your life, one for every day. But whatever for. Each of my guests selects their favorite photos and they will end up on this lantern. Then we'll return to a day in the past. Think of it as a chance to look back on your life. My books are falling off my knees. If you could relive one day of your life, which would it be? Mr. Hirasaka's photography studio offers you exactly that chance. Nestled in the mountains between this world and the next, you will explore the collection of photos of your life, from good days, bad days, the ordinary in-between days, and choose your most cherished to spin and glimmer in the beautiful Japanese lantern. A light to guide you onwards, but some of those photos, like our memories, have faded with time. With Mr. Hirasaka, you will return to one day to take a brand new photograph of a special memory you never want to forget. In this beautifully moving and compassionate tale, Sanaka Hiragi introduces us to the 3 guests of Mr. Hirasaka's studio, each with their own story to tell, a treasured moment they want to remember forever. The author, Sanaka Hiragi, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, was born in 1974 in the Kagawa Prefecture. She graduated from Kobe Women's University, majored in literature, and completed her studies at Himeji Dokyo University. After living and working overseas as a Japanese language teacher for 7 years, her debut novel, The Battle of Marriage Island, was nominated for the Konomis Award in 2012 and was chosen as The Hidden Jade by the editors in 2013. She's a big fan of cameras, photography, and kimono art. So this book is, they said that it's between the here and the hereafter, which means it's between worlds. Like, you pass away and you end up in his studio and you have the stack of picture, one for each day of every year that you lived. So if you've lived a long life, it's a lot of pictures to go through and stuff. And it's about remembering where your life before you move on to the next life. I loved this, and I actually had a dream. The only problem with it, well, the good thing is that, like, because they only have 3 people come in, 3 totally different people. I'm gonna take this off. 3 totally different people with different stories completely. It's so cool, but also the whole concept. She could just write book after book with different people's life stories and them visiting a particular moment in their life and that changed them or made their life or their legacy or whatever. I absolutely loved it. Okay, so I had a dream one time and it was very similar. It was this place that was sort of like a nursing home or something. I just remember a long hallway and there was doors on each side, and as I peeked into the rooms, each room was like similar. It was just the same size room basically, with a bed and a desk and everything else, but each room was so different based on the personality and loves of the person whose room it was. And they brought me to this room and it was like, I can't explain it. It was so simple, like a bed with an old homemade quilt at the end of the bed, and this wooden shelf with little wooden, like a wooden treasure chest and little things on, like little a few, like only like 5 trinkets on the shelf, just, and like say a journal with a pen. Like it was so simple, but it felt, the feeling as soon as I walked in there, it was like I was home. Like this is, like they could not have made it more me if they tried. It just felt perfect for me. And they explained to me that this is where I would spend some time, some days or whatever, and I would spend some time here. And I had noticed while we were walking down the hall and they were bringing me to my room that I saw down the hall there was more of a communal area with other people, some that I think I knew or seemed to have known or whatever, and they were like sitting at tables and chatting and laughing, and you know what I mean? It was more, whereas these rooms, these seem to be like individual. And they explained to me that everybody has their own room that they can be in by themselves, and I would be in this room for a bit until I felt comfortable. Once I wanted to take the next step, I could go in there and socialize with the other people and everything else. So it really seemed, oh, and then so in my room, then I took this like a treasure chest off the shelf. I was by myself and I opened the treasure chest and it was like somehow like a memory of my life or something to do with the life that I had just lived and everything else. And so it's a similar concept to this in-between place where you go for your life review or for your settling in and not just being in this harsh new environment of what we're light energy now and I'm flying around like a light or whatever it is in the afterlife. It was like an in-between to get you welcomed and comfortable with moving on to the next life. So this book that I ended up buying myself for Christmas was obviously sent to me, you know, hinted from the spirit world, because I really needed this book. So I do suggest if you can get this book from the library. I really, really, really enjoyed this one. The Lantern of Lost Memories. And that one is recommended. Next, this was a Christmas gift all the way from Canada. When my sister Tina and her family sent Christmas gifts, speaking of which, Mom, the parcel still hasn't got here. You know, it's crazy. My mom has posted things. Okay, she forgot to put the Christmas card. My little sister forgot to put the Christmas card in with the parcel that my mom sent with Christmas gifts. So my mom posted it after the parcel was already posted, and the card got here, but the parcel still hasn't got here. Then my mom posted all the birthday cards for the year. She posts them out in one go. I need to remind me to tell her she can just put them in one envelope and then post that one envelope, and I can open it and take them all out instead of putting postage on each envelope for each person for their birthday. Anyways, all those have come already, and the parcel with the Christmas gift still hasn't come. But anyways, my little sister had sent a little parcel with a couple gifts in for Christmas, and we opened them when we did our Christmas day, which was the 27th. And this was one of the 2 gifts. Now, you guys know my sister's a teacher. You know that she loves books as well. And also, so she signed it that it was from Turtle Island. And then I was looking up, what is Turtle Island? I don't even know what she's talking about. But I guess it's I don't know if it's all Indigenous across Canada called it Turtle Island, or just specifically the Cree or where we're from in Alberta that called it Turtle Island. But Turtle Island is the Indigenous name for like Canada and and such. As like, I'd have to look it up again and tell you exactly what it said. But this book is called A Steady Brightness of Being, Truths, Wisdoms, and Love from Celebrated Indigenous Voices. Edited by Sarah Sinclair and Stephanie Sinclair. Really pretty art on the front. I know, I'll take better pictures of it later. So, this is really good. Like it says, it says Truths, Wisdoms, and Love, but it's basically short stories and stuff from different authors from all over the place. I'm sure there's a synopsis. Okay, so that talks about Sarah and Stephanie Sinclair. Is there a synopsis? For everyone trying to find their way home, trying to connect the past and present, and trying to heal, preserve, and celebrate who we are. No. There's an introduction, but there is not a synopsis. I will read about Sarah Sinclair, an oral historian of Cree Ojibwe. No, Ojibwa. Is it Ojibwe? Ojibwa? German, Jewish, and British descent. Sarah teaches in the Oral History Master's Program at Columbia University. She is editor of How We Go Home, Voices from Indigenous North America, and gave a TEDx talk on why we need to amplify Indigenous voices in 2021. She lives in New York, New York. Stephanie Sinclair is a publisher of McClelland and Stewart, an imprint of Penguin Random House, Canada. She is a Cree Ojibwe. Oh yeah, one's Ojibwa, and one wrote Ojibwe with like W-A and W-E. It doesn't say if they're related to each other, but they have the same last name. And German, well, they have the same heritage as well. German Jewish settler. She is a fierce advocate. I don't know, because she doesn't have British descent. Anyways, I don't know if they're related. She is a fierce advocate and activist, serving as a mentor and curator and organizing literary events to challenge colonial practices in publishing and to advance the work of reconciliation. She lives in Hamilton, Ontario with her 2 children. And the thing is, this book has authors from all over the place. It has 4 sections and a bunch of authors. And I know I'm not going to read about each author, but I just want to see really quickly the authors that contribute to this book, where they are from. So, Driftpile Cree Nation, British Columbia. Billy Ray Belcourt, that's from Driftpile Cree Nation. Cindy Blackstock, a member of you know what, I don't know if I should do this because I'm going to just mess up all these names. It's Gitxsan. Gitxsan First Nation and Executive Director of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society. I just want to see if it says where in the world, but okay. Cody Ketanos. It talks about them, but I don't know if it says where that person's from either. No, I don't know. Okay, Warren Carew is a Red River Métis writer based in Winnipeg. Dr. Norma Dunning is an Inuk writer, as well as a scholar, researcher, professor, and grandmother. She lives in Edmonton, Alberta. That is where I was born and raised. Kyle Edwards grew up on the Lake Manitoba First Nation, member of the Ebb and Flow First Nation. So on Manitoba. And Jennifer Garentz is, this is going to be hard to say, Nlakapamu. It's Nlaka _PAMUX, but I'm going to say Pamu as maybe the X is silent, but I'm just using so I might be saying it absolutely wrong. Nlaka Pamu, woman of mixed ancestry, currently living on the lands of the Pentlach speaking people. I don't know where that is. John Hickey is a writer from Minnesota. Jessica Johns is a queer queer Nahaya auntie with English Irish ancestry and a member of the Sucker Creek First Nation. Oh, her debut album, Bad Cree, was shortlisted for the Amazon First Novel Award, and she lives in Edmonton with her brilliant girlfriend and their 2 cats, Alfredo and Olive. So Jessica Johns, I read that book. That's another book that Tina gave to me, the Bad Cree, over like in summer 2024, I believe she gave it to me, and I just read it when I was back in Canada around when my brother had passed away. Wob Kinew, but it's spelled Kinew, is an Anishinaabe author from the Ojibways of Onagaming First Nation in Winnipeg. Therese Marie Melhot, that name sounds familiar as well, is from Seabird Island Band, New York Best Time Seller. Oh, Heartberries, a memoir. That's why it sounds familiar. I have that book as well. Heartberries, a memoir. Her work is featured in Time Magazine. She's a recipient of the OK, and yes, so I have a book by her. Kent Mockman is a interdisciplinary Cree visual artist, member of Fisher River Cree Nation in Treaty 5 territory, Manitoba, Canada. Lives in Dish with One Spoon territory in Toronto, Ontario. Simon or Simone Moya Smith, is an Oglala Lakota writer and journalist. His work appears, blah, blah, blah. University of Colorado, Denver. University of Colorado. Okay, doesn't say where he lives. Pamela Palmater is a Mi'kmaq lawyer, professor, and award-winning podcaster from Eel River Bar First Nation. She is the owner of Warrior Life Studios, dedicated to bringing Indigenous stories to life. Tamara Podemski is an Anishinaabe Ashkenazi multidisciplinary artist born and raised in Toronto, Canada. That's all about her. Okay, and then, I don't know if I can say this name. Wabishig, Waubgeshig. Wabgeshig Rice. Wabgeshig Rice grew up in Wasaksing First Nation on the shores of Georgian Bay in the southeast of Robinson Huron Treaty Territory. He's a writer, listener, speaker, language learner, and martial artist, holding a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He lives in, this is like a lot of words. Nisswakamuk, also known as Sudbury, Ontario. David A. Robertson is a 2-time winner of the Governor General's Literary Award and won the TD. Okay. Writer. Manitoba. He is a member of the Norway House Cree Nation and lives in Winnipeg. Nagan Sinclair is Anishinaabe from Peguis First Nation and a professor of the University of Manitoba. Okay, Manitoba. Okay, Miss Chief Eagle. Oh, Testicle. That's an unfortunate last name but it's T-E-S-T, like test, and then I-C-K-L-E, like testicle. Miss Chief Eagle Testicle is Kent Monkman's gender fluid alter ego. Got it. Okay, so that was a chosen name. Miss Chief often appears it doesn't say where they're from. Zoe Todd, Red River Métis, was born in Edmonton, Prairies, living in Snuneymuxw, and Qualicum First Nations territories on Vancouver Island. David Truer is an Ojibwe Indian from the Leech Lake Reservation in northern Minnesota. And Richard Van Camp is a recipient, from from Fort Smith, Northwest Territories. Katharina Vermette is a mischief writer from Treaty 1 Territory, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Jessie Wente is Toronto born and raised, resides in Etobicoke, that's in Ontario as well. Serpent River First Nation. And lastly, Joshua Whitehead is an Ojibwe Neheya, Two-Spirit Indigiqueer member of Peguis First Nation, Treaty 1. Yep, and that is it. Sorry if that took up, but I thought that they all deserve recognition because they've all contributed to the book. So, A Steady Brightness of Being, Truth, Wisdom, and Love from Celebrated Indigenous Voices. It was a lovely read. Tina, thank you for it. I took pictures of it, which I know is, copyright, but now I can listen to it, and I'm going to pass it on because Amy opened it as well. She's the one that opened it, but I'll let all the family borrow it and read it one at a time. And they're short stories. They go quickly. I read it I listened to it yesterday and today. So, but I do want to listen to it again, actually. And I think it's like I love storytelling. So it's a kind of book that I want to have my head back and listen and let them tell, like they're telling me the story in waking real life, like they're sitting here telling me the story. So I'm definitely going to listen to it again. And now I have 2 more books, and then we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. These ones are by people I actually know as well. The first one, unfortunately, it got wet a little bit in the envelope when it got posted to me, and I still need to pay for this. I need to pay for the postage and the book from... So, growing up, Mrs. Denise Mast was the secretary at our school for elementary and junior high, primary and secondary here. And she has 2 daughters and I believe 1 son. And one of the daughters, I'm still friends with, Lisa Mast. She's older than me, but she was a PE teacher in my high school. And then her other daughter, Trish Weymouth, wrote this book. And it's called The Day I Met the Sock Monster. And this is Trish on the back. And this is I love this book. This is so sweet, so cute. You got to look if it's available. It's on Amazon. I believe you can get it. Otherwise, contact me and I'll put you in contact with Trish. But I love this. It's a story of intrigue, suspense, and laughter as a young girl answers the age-old questions. Where do all the missing socks go? Who is taking them and why? Join her in her adventure as she meets the infamous sock monster and helps him keep his secret from the rest of the world. Trish was born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. As a child, Trish and her family spent many summers at the lake where she would dedicate most of her time to riding horses, drawing, and daydreaming. It was during these long summer days that Trish developed her vivid imagination, which stuck with her into adulthood. In 1980, Trish met the love of her life, Don Weymouth, and the 2 married 4 years later. Soon after, Don and Trish became parents, and together they had 4 children of their own. 2 foster children that took on Weymouth as their last name, and over the years served as foster parents to 19 children. As a mother, Trish's imagination served her well in coming up with original and colorful stories to tell her children. These treasured tales soon became family favorites, and Trish made the decision to write them out for her children and future grandchildren so that they would never be forgotten. The Day I Met the Sock Monster is one of the most famous among her family, and she is delighted to share it with you. She hopes that you enjoy her colorful imagination on paper. And I look forward to her bringing out more if they're like this. It's a quick, cute read. That's the Sock Monster. And I suggest looking for this on Amazon. I really loved it. Thank you. And then lastly, I was going to bring the other things down from Carol as well. I'll show you guys next week Carol's amazing art because I bought her calendar, her zodiac calendar, and the print for our son Tom of his dog that passed away, Sasha. So Carol Kent is, Steve's met her in real life. I haven't met her in real life, but she's friends with Steve and Jackie through Feathers. She lives in the Maritimes in Canada, and her and I have become friends on the socials. And she's a really good artist, and I like supporting people I know. This book has got the Nautilus Book Award, Awards winner. There's like an International Book Awards finalist. International Book Awards, like it's got the stickers on it. Hamburger and French Flies. A Barn Swallow Story, written and illustrated by Carol Kent. And that's Carol when she was younger. And this is about preservation of the barn swallow places for them to live, as well as her experience with one. So, Hamburger and French Flies is a barn swallow story. A barn swallow story is the incredible true story of a barn swallow who survived against harrowing odds. Knocked from its nest when only days old, Raven was taken... Yes, it's a barn swallow, but his name is Raven. It's not a raven, but anyways. Raven was taken in by a student named Carol, who was spending her summer banding sandpipers in Dorchester Cape, New Brunswick, with the Canadian Wildlife Service. Too small to be separated from his parents, and with barely any feathers yet to keep him warm, Carol and her mother nursed Raven to full and exceptional health. With Raven's best interest at heart, unbeknownst to the little swallow, Carol imparted him with survival habits. She encouraged him to fly and taught him where to uncover bugs when food was sparse. And when the time came, while it broke her heart to do so, Carol sent Raven to be with his own kind. Confused, but with a few feeling stirring inside him, Raven obeyed and traveled south to survive the harsh Canadian winter. Follow Raven's journey in Hamburger and French Flies, a barn swallow story, to learn the remarkable tale of familial bonds and natural instinct, how there is reunion and forgiveness even in distance and time apart, and how most of all, there is new life on the other side. What I like about this book too is that not only does it have her great art in it, but it also has, like, it tells about the swallow, but it has the little facts about barn swallows and stuff. So this book is to, I don't remember if it says in here, but the purchase of this book is helps with the preservation of their areas too, I think. Hamburger and French Flies is dedicated to memory of my mom, Era Curry. She loved Raven as much as I did. Without her help, it is hard to imagine he would have survived. She always said, I should share Raven's story, and now is finally the time. But I thought it said somewhere else. Anyways, so this is, here, about the author. I can tell you about Carol. Acknowledgement, additional resources, call to action. Did you know that barn swallows used to be the most common and numerous species of swallow in North America? Within the past 40 years, their numbers have decreased by 76%. They are now on the endangered species list in Nova Scotia and the species at risk list in Canada. What has happened? So, what you can do to help the barn swallows. Say no to pesticides and herbicides. Talk to your municipality about preserving historical buildings that are acting as nesting areas for barn swallows. Provide a place of your own for barn swallows to nest. And I'll just tell you about Carol. Carol Kent makes her authorial debut with Hamburger and French Flies, a barn swallow story, sharing with readers an experience that has stayed with her for the last 30 years. In the early 90s, while Carol was working in Dorchester, Cape, New Brunswick, with the Canadian Wildlife Service, she met Raven. What followed exemplifies the intelligence and connection of the barn swallow, as well as the delicate and capable condition of the human spirit. Carol lives in Bloomfield, New Brunswick, with her husband, 3 children, cat, and 3 dogs. With a Bachelor of Arts degree from Mount Allison University, she continues her work with wildlife only now through artistry and portraiture. To follow Carol's work, check out her website at www.carolkent.ca. Now an endangered species, see the resources at the end of the book to learn how you can do your part to save the remarkable little birds that are the barn swallows. Hamburger and French Flies, a barn swallow story, is the first in a series of tales involving Raven, and he brings awareness to Canada's endangered and at-risk wildlife. Join Raven and his friends on their next adventure, Raven's RHwL Rescue, coming soon. Ooh, I didn't know that. So I'll have to talk to Carol if there is a second one. But I was going to also say that, I have to say, Carol, that even though you're not, you are an author now, but you do art more than write, it is even very well written too. I really enjoyed it. So that's another one of someone that I actually know, and I'm telling you guys about it so you can support her and support wildlife. All right. That is my books for the week. There is actually 2 books that I listened to, like, the ones that I don't own anymore, but I listen to. But the printer wouldn't work, so I'll do those ones next week. I need to blow my nose. But, I don't even know what time we're at. And this is how I like to live life. Dress up and talk to you guys about books. I have 15 minutes. I need to blow my snout. Bear with me. I'm just behind the camera. Literally, that's where the tissues are. And you still have to hear me. Sorry. I'm not like my grandma yet. I don't have tissues in my sleeve just yet. Oh, and I'm not wearing sleeves today, but my grandma always had tissues shoved up in her sleeves. Or if I was wearing a cardigan, I could have some in the pockets. Not saying I don't have any in my handbag and stuff. I do carry it, but anyway, so let me drink my ginger ale. And you guys tell me what's up with you guys. What's new with you? How's your new year going thus far? What's in store for your new year? What was different last year that you want to like make different this year or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And goals for this year. My goals are similar to the last 2 years in the only and also more thinking about what if life is too short and we don't know when we're going to go, which none of us do, what is your legacy? And we will start that again next week as well. The death questions and that kind of stuff, planning your will and blah, 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 all that stuff. So I want to think about what my legacy really is going to be if I was to go tomorrow or if I was to live till I'm 80 or 100. What is my legacy? What did I leave behind? What would people say about me, remember me, and how much good did I leave behind in the world? So that's where my focus is going to be this year. I have a feeling in my heart that good things are to come this year, so that'll be my little prediction. You guys can tell me to look back at this at the end of the year and see if I was right. I just have this feeling that there's good coming. That doesn't mean there's not going to be hard things or bad things, because life is a balance, but I just feel like, and I feel like it's more than one thing that's going to be really spectacular or good coming this year. So we'll see. I'm not very good at predictions. I couldn't even tell you what babies I was, like if I was having a boy or a girl when I was pregnant, nothing like that. So we'll see. And I mean, like I said, this isn't, I mean, good things and bad things happen all the time. This is like at least 2 big specific things where you will be like, at the end of the year, you'll be like, yeah, that was big and that was big. Those were actual things that, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like Steve's team wins the whatever cup again or something. So, yeah, me and Steve have been staying up too late and sleeping in too much in the last few weeks. But like I said, it's been about taking it easy and everything else. But we got to get back into the routine because it's work week coming up. Yeah, but not only did me seeing pictures from someone else's New Year's party and then even dressing up tonight inspire me to maybe have a New Year's party next year. But I think I should make it a point to get out of the house more. Just dress up and get out and do something. I need to, make some outfits with all the clothes I have. Use it or lose it, right? That's been one of my New Year's resolutions for the last 2 years. So that goes for my clothes too. This is like a scarf that I could put together and wear it as a scarf, but I thought, I could open it like this and it looks better, more like a shawl. And I liked the colors together for the new year, and it looked a bit sparkly, and yeah, I don't know. I need to learn how to do things like this too. See, that could look good too. Because I don't dress up like this. As you guys know, you've seen me kind of at, well, not my worst, but some days I'm still in my sweatpants with my hair back, and I put no effort into being with you guys. Isn't that nice of me? That's so rude. But yeah, so I liked it like that now. Maybe it looks better in my half-blurred vision than it actually looks, but I think it looks good. So I wore these earrings, which I've never wore before, and I think I've wore this necklace before, though. And then, yeah, so I'm going to go visit with my husband. Actually, I think I'm going to get him to come back down here, because I want to put this live. When it's done, I want to put it on my laptop. Well, I could bring my laptop upstairs. Anyways, I want to put it on YouTube is what I'm saying. So if you want to catch up with all my old rambling hours from the beginning, they're all on YouTube. Look up Rambling Hour with Lisa on YouTube and you can find all my videos. There's even 2 playlists, one with all the Christmas stuff, one with all the Halloween stuff, and I'll try and make some more playlists as well with grouping things together so it's easier if you want to just know about I don't know, my ghost stories or whatever. That's why I was wondering if I should do separate, like rambling hours for books that I've read that month or whatever specifically. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. And yes, I've already eaten. What else is there? Art starts again this week, so that's exciting. Although me and Steve still have all of our painting stuff out right behind. Looks clean over here. Looks not so clean there because we have like all our watercolors and stuff out. We were doodling, dabbling, and I want to do like labels for teas. So I'm doing some fruits and herbs and whatever kind of teas that we have. I'm just doing some cute little watercolors, and I want to make some labels for my jars of tea in the kitchen. We'll see how that goes, but that's why I still have the stuff out. So maybe if Steve comes down, however, we got it. It's already after 9 because I started a little bit, like a few minutes late, so we should be at the hour soon. Anyways, but we got to stop staying up super late. We're watching the new season of Traitors here in the UK. There was Taskmaster special, New Year special. That was 2 episodes. We've watched that. We finished Mr. Mercedes. It's a Stephen King novel made into 3 seasons or series of a show. So we finished Mr. Mercedes and enjoyed it. And there's another series that we watched the first season of, but the second season isn't completely out yet. It's called Sanctuary, A Witch's Tale. And at first I thought, I got really excited. Then I thought, this is a bit more like soap opera-ish than, I was a little bit disappointed. But then it got good again. So the whole first season is actually good. It's good watch. And I'm looking forward to the second season. But me and Steve probably won't watch the second season until the whole thing is out. So we can watch it, binge it all at once. Because that's the world we live in now. The greenhouse heater is on. It's below 0 most of the evenings right now. We had a bit of snow today. Some places in England, the snow has stayed. Here, I just saw big fat flakes falling in the sky, but the ground isn't really snowy. But maybe in the next few days with the cooler temperatures, it might snow enough for me to get some good pictures. If the snow even stays, which I doubt it will, although it'll be dark. I was going to say I'll have it as the background, like open the curtains and show you out the window, but it's dark when I do these, obviously, so the snow on the ground wouldn't do anything. Oh, actually, this light is really strong and bright, so maybe we will be able to see the snow. If the snow lasts, it doesn't usually last more than a day, if it even lasts a day for me to get some pictures. Who knows? The weather's changing, the world is crazy, and we won't even get started on current events and things going on in the world right now, but let's please be thankful for the things that you do have and grateful for them. Hug the ones you love tightly. Know that this is just a quick adventure that we're on planet Earth, and it's going to be over too soon, but pray and give love and send positive energy and healing energy and loving energy to those who don't have as much as us or are going through very hard times. And, just step up and be something for somebody else, because it's not about trying to survive on our own. Even though we're all on our own personal journeys, it's about helping each other out. It takes community, it takes friends, it takes family, it takes loved ones. Like, stop being so selfish and give some of yourself to other people if you don't already. And if all you do is give to other people, don't forget to give to yourself. Have a bath, read a book. Just have a nap. Just do something that is, you can't give from an empty vessel. So make sure you fill yourself as well. All right. I love you guys. I hope you had a good New Year's Eve. But if not New Year's Eve, just enjoy 2026 and all it has to offer. If you have any suggestions, let me know. If you're just starting to watch us now, live, then it'll be posted in a few minutes. Otherwise, all my lives are posted on my YouTube channel, Rambling Hour with Lisa, if you want to watch any of the old ones, all right? I love you guys. I will see you next Sunday. Bye.